Hey guys, hey, welcome back
Welcome.
to Double Gemini podcast. I'm Taylor,
I'm Gabby.
and we're your hosts. We are here to chat and tell some fun stories. What are we talking about today, Gab?
Today I think we're talking about high school and our experiences.
Oh yeah,
You went to what kind of school?
I went to a Catholic school.
And I went to public, Christian, and a Waldorf school.
Yeah, Gabby went to 3 different high schools. I went to one high school, but boy, was it a lot.
Any advice for people that think Catholic school might be a good idea? What do you think?
Oh my god. Well, I'm not. Don't listen to me. But if you want to go to Catholic school, go to Catholic school. But if you are being forced to go to Catholic school, I'm sorry. You know, it was an interesting time. It was, only a little traumatizing. It was a lot of rich white people that told you that you were going to hell for very normal things. But as far as high school, like it was not, I don't think it was that much different than everybody else. I don't know what public school was like. I'd never experienced public school in my life. I went to a Catholic school from preschool to 12th grade. So, that was something. But, I got a lot of stories from it. So you went to 3 schools.
Yes, I did.
Which is a lot different than my one school. Yeah, so you're 3 schools.
3 schools. Public, Christian, and Waldorf school.
Yeah.
A Waldorf school is I was told was more of an art school, and I got there and they said, we're not an art school. And our drawing classes or art classes were copy this person's drawing and then give it to the teacher, and then that's it.
Wow, that's pretty weird. I had 4 people in my art class.
I was in AP art at
I was
the Christian
too.
school.
Oh my god.
But,
yeah, I think it's kind of funny. You kind of unintentionally look like you're wearing a uniform.
Yeah.
You got a plaid dress on.
I can't compare.
And I don't know what I'm wearing a tennis skirt. If you are watching, you can see, but if you're not, if you're just listening, Gabby's got a green and blue plaid dress on, and it really is reminding me of my uniform days. Because if you didn't know, at Catholic school we did have to wear uniforms. And the big question of the hour is, did I like them? Yeah, I did. But we had a little bit of freedom with our tights or our socks. We could wear whatever tights or socks we wanted. So people wore fun ones. And then we could wear almost any kind of shoes as long as they weren't heeled, open-toed, or had fur on them. But a lot of people wore moccasins anyways.
So no Ugg boots?
No. No. Yeah, you weren't allowed to wear boots.
Oh, no.
You had to wear shoes. They couldn't go past your ankle.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's strange for New England where it's cold.
Yeah, no, it was freezing in our school, and those sweaters just really didn't do it. And I would wear fleece lined tights and then 2 pairs. I'd double up because the skirts were, pretty short and you'd be freezing to death. But
yeah, at my Waldorf school, they only put the heat on when parents were coming to visit or there was a tour going on.
Oh, yeah.
So they thought, they'd use our tuition money to actually keep us warm.
No. Yeah, no.
They had space heaters in the faculty and administrative area. That's it.
God.
That's it.
Did you have air conditioning?
No.
Yeah, we didn't either. Every single year, we had mass in our auditorium sometimes, because we didn't have a church attached to the school. And at least 1 to 3 kids would pass out every single mass.
Oh, I'm sure.
It was really just heat exhaustion.
Oh, yeah.
For the first 2 months of school or 2 last months of school. Yeah. It was brutal. And then we'd be oh, there they go.
Just keep a tally every year.
Yeah, literally, bye. And then I found out that apparently they got air conditioning after we left.
Oh, of course, after you left.
Always the case. But
yeah, I think Christian school was the strictest for our dress code. It was the...
You didn't have uniforms, though?
No, we didn't have uniforms. But we weren't allowed to wear things with brands on them.
Yeah, that's weird.
And I think... Oh, wait, no, sorry. That was the Waldorf one where we couldn't wear things with brands.
Why?
I don't know. They wanted to keep things neutral.
Okay. In case you were in pictures?
Yeah. And also, I don't know. Just because I don't really understand why, but that was a thing. You couldn't wear an Abercrombie shirt or
oh, really?
Things with brands. But LCA was but the Christian school was 3 it was 3 fingers for straps, and then couldn't have anything like below your
Oh
arm
yeah,
length
we would get like dress coded, and like the girls would cut the shorts out of underneath their skirts and like roll them so that they were shorter, because we didn't have to tuck in our shirts. In middle school we had to tuck in our shirts, but high school the bottom of it had an elastic band, and so we like didn't have to tuck in, so we could roll them. But then these girls would like have their asses out like on the staircase. If you were like there were like girls that were like 2 steps ahead of you and you could like see everything.
That's such a high school thing to do, though.
Oh my god, I know.
Against the man, but in like a.
I know, because they were like trying to look hot or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was just trying to get through my day
without
seeing some cooch.
Oh no.
Yeah, literally though.
Yeah, public school was the most lax for clothing. You kind of wear whatever. Even though there was a code, it wasn't like enforced.
We had a dress code for dress down days. And if you don't know what a dress down day is, it's literally when like once a month you get to dress in like your regular clothes. But you couldn't like wear leggings, which was, the girls rioted, of course, because they couldn't wear leggings. And then like other things, you couldn't wear tank tops or anything like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I used to be like, I had the stereotypical girls with the leggings and Uggs. And then I wore leggings like a couple of times and I was like, okay, I get it. They're pretty
Leggings are comfortable as fuck.
It's just that depending on the ones that you wear, if they're sheer, you're like kind of.
Or like the way your outfits are, because like some people would wear like leggings and then their like whole ass would be out, but then like their shirt like wouldn't be long enough. So it was just like you look like crazy.
Yeah, I like leggings with like a big like sweatshirt or something.
Right. Or like a oversized tee or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Or if you're like working out, then it's like leggings with like a sports bra or whatever, but not for like school. So I guess I get it. But even like yoga pants. Remember when yoga pants were really big with like the little band and they were flared? Remember when Emma Chamberlain wore a pair of
about to say that she like revived them and other people bought them and they're like, I look terrible.
And all these people were like, oh my god, flared leggings.
It's like, no, Emma Chamberlain can pull off literally anything.
Yeah, but like she pulls out some ugly stuff.
Oh yeah, but she tries to make it work.
I know.
Which is weird. And then other people do it and you're like, what the fuck are you wearing?
Yeah. I think it's just her energy that she radiates. Again, we love Emma Chamberlain.
For sure.
She's also a fellow Gemini, so we love her. Come on our show, Emma Chamberlain.
You
don't need us. Make a charcuterie board.
You don't need us. We need you.
Yeah. Do we get like serious about school, or do we like do we like say something serious, or do we like tell a crazy story?
We could. What kind of series were you thinking of?
I don't know. Like life experiences.
But it's funny because everything in high school felt like it was the end of the world. Like anything bad that would happen with like I don't know why, but I don't know if I'm like that girl that's like, ugh, I'm better than everybody. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not saying that. But like how am I trying to say this? In high school, I was not living in it like, these are supposed to be the best days of my life. Like, I'm supposed to live up this moment. Like, everything is a big deal. I was kind of like, this is never going to matter. And I'm just trying to get through it. Which, looking back on it, I feel like a lot of people have mentality of now that they're like, oh yeah, that really wasn't anything. But I was like living in it being like that. But I also just was so over everything. I was such a cynical little bitch in high school. Like, oh my God, yeah. Yeah, no, I think it was like, there was a lot of drama with some people that I hung out with, but it wasn't like, it was like, looking back on it, some of it was more like serious mental shit. Not like dealing with a lot of like mental illness type shit and like not really knowing how to talk to your friends about it, but also having them come to you and showing you things that you're like, I'm not a licensed therapist, I'm in therapy, I don't know how to help you.
Yeah, I don't think I really ever experienced that. Like the most like, I don't know, like my friend moved away after my sophomore year, like my best friend, like 16 hours away, whole different state. And another one of my friends and we were like really fucking heartbroken about her leaving. And then like he kind of like turned around and like made it that I was like too sad to be like friends with. And so like kind of told everybody that I was like just fucking sad all the time. And I was like, I have a right to be sad. Like my best friend is fucking gone. But that was kind of like that turning point where I was like, I'm tired of just trying to make friends and, keep up any appearance or whatever. So it was fucking stupid.
Yeah, and like going to like 3 different schools, I kind of had to keep making friends as I went along.
Right.
Because like if I didn't, I would be so bored and so sad. But also it's like not a lot of those people are still in your life, and that's like a tough thing for some people to realize too, is like when you go to college, like you're probably gonna drop like a lot of people.
Yeah,
but
I
it's not like
mean,
a bad thing. It can be like cleansing.
yeah, I like can't formulate what I'm trying to say exactly, but as far as, you know, friendships and stuff, I feel like people that hold on to their high school friendships definitely hold on to their like high school experience because they're trying to hold on to that. You know, it's fine to not be friends with people that are in high school. Like it doesn't make or break your life. That's not going to be the last time you ever make friends. It's not going to be, you know, the end all be all. And if you are still friends with people in high school, like I'm not saying that you're holding on to high school. I'm just saying like a lot of people do that, but, or a lot of people that peak in high school will have big groups of friends from high school still because they think that equates to success in life when it's really just high school popularity.
And still wanting to visit your high school and stuff, like even when you're in college, is a very like it's kind of sad. Like not to like shit on people that do it, but it's kind of sad because there's so much more outside of high school. High school is there to like try to help you like succeed in life. I know the system fails a lot of people though, which is also an issue. But
yeah, I have not visited my high school since I fucking left.
As you should.
The day I left, I would never look back. We're not trying to be like Debbie Downers about high school. Like, I feel like high school had this great romanticization in media and movies and everything. Look at every single kind of movie. It's high school age people. There's never college movies, you know, like, because, you know, high school has this stereotype around it of being like, these are the best days of your life. And then it's like, you get to high school and it's like, oh, you have to take a math test at 8:30 in the morning when you slept for 12 minutes last night? Pop off, sis. Like, that's, I don't know. Okay, so I feel like as far as we go, you know, we met in college.
Yeah.
If you already don't know that. Not you, the viewers, the listeners. Didn't you didn't know that?
No.
Oh my God.
When was that?
Do you know who I am?
No.
No. And Martina. No, so yeah, we met in college and, you know, we became besties pretty fast. But I feel like we were real different in high school.
Oh, for sure.
I don't know if you want to talk about how you were in high school.
In high school, I was very into like Sleeping with Sirens, Pierce the Veil, but also like Sublime, MGMT, like that era of like Two Door Cinema Club type of music.
I like that when I ask you how you were in high school, you just start listing off music. That's such a you thing. I love it.
Yes. No, but I was like first band t-shirt I ever got was a My Chemical Romance t-shirt, but first Hot Topic band shirt I ever got was a Sleeping with Sirens t-shirt, and I remember I was so excited I ordered it, and it was like the thinnest material I've ever witnessed.
Oh my God.
But like, yeah, I don't know. I hung out with one of my like best friends from elementary school for the most part, who was like lives right down the street. I'd see her like every day. She transferred to a different elementary school though, so I was sad because they moved. But I had like my little group of few friends, and then from there I met more of like the stereotypical like stoner kids, and then when I was dating my girlfriend like back then, it was like her friends and then those friends, and then everyone hung out on this place called Shore Road, which is like the smoke spot. Mm-hmm. Like I felt like every high school for the most part. It was the dumbest place though because it was right across from the high school.
See, I think that's so funny that you're like every high school had like no. My high school did not, or at least I wasn't a part of it. Or at least I wasn't aware of it. You know, not all high schools.
Okay, not all high schools, but places that have like spots to go to.
Right.
And then you'd like go there after school or go there at a certain point at night, and there was always someone there that you'd like hang out with. It was weird.
So scary.
Yeah, I know. Not like a random person. It was like someone that you know from like school.
Oh.
Not like some random person. No.
Why are you just hanging out with this random person? I don't know.
Oh God, no.
Yeah.
Don't trust anyone that you don't know.
Trust no one. I feel like I've inflicted that onto you. I was always that kind of person that's like, don't trust anybody. Stop letting people know things about you. Don't just like, what if this happens? What if this happens? And you used to be like, you know, oh my God, like, you're like crazy. Like, stop thinking like that, you know? And now you're like, don't trust anybody. Nothing. And I'm proud of you, my young Padawan.
Thank you.
As far as I was in high school, oh my God, I don't like thinking about myself in high school. I was quiet in class, which was weird because I'm not quiet in real life. Like, if you know me now, you know I'm probably the only one fucking talking.
I couldn't think of you being quiet in high school.
I would just sit there at my desk like, when will this be over? and I read a lot of books. I was very into a lot of books, so I'd always have a book with me or something. I was that girl. Um, I'm really trying to compensate for how uncomfortable thinking about me in high school is. Um, and you know, I had my group of friends for a minute, and then I lost this group of friends, and then I had a different group of friends who were like the art people, and we bonded over like books that we liked. I was very into like the Mortal Instruments series, Percy Jackson, obviously, which started in middle school but continued into high school because there were so many books. Hunger Games. I loved the Hunger Games. I think everybody can agree that Catching Fire is the best book to movie adaptation that could like literally ever exist, in my humble opinion.
What do you think of the Twilight books to movie adaptation?
I didn't read Twilight, nor did I really watch it that much. So my hairdresser asked me if I watched or if I was into Twilight the other day. She was like, "Oh, are you into like Twilight?" And I was like, "No, I never really was. I mean, I watched them, but it wasn't my thing."
Yeah.
Like if you know, I feel like most people are like, "Ooh, the vampire kind of series is or like werewolf kind of series." That was kind of my thing.
Yeah.
I liked that. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm only a little ashamed of it.
I was big into theater. I was tech, set, and stage crew for some plays. We did a theater festival in Massachusetts.
Mm-hmm.
Fun time, dark time. It was a kind of cringy play that I'm pretty sure my theater department director wrote, called like Mile 25.8 or something. It was about the Boston Marathon.
Oh,
yeah,
the bombing?
Yeah, and
okay.
It caused some girl to have a panic attack. I thought it was okay, so for reference, there was that, and then I did set and tech for, no, I didn't do tech. I did set for the middle school play, because the way that my Christian school worked is that we had the middle school and the high school.
Uh-huh.
The middle school was like often like a little separate wing, but like still with high schoolers. And for middle school they did Oedipus Rex.
I don't know what that is.
So Oedipus Rex, for those of you who don't know, is the story of Oedipus, who fucks his mother and kills his father.
Okay.
It's an old story. It's like what the Oedipus complex is that Freud always talks about. Right. That's like
fuck Freud.
But it was heavy because there was like obviously like low key incest, but that didn't show because you know it's middle schoolers. There was suicide because I think the mom kills herself or something, and was represented by like swaying back and forth because like she like, oh my god.
My school isn't even allowed to say "oh my god" you guys in Legally Blonde the musical. They wanted to change it to oh my gosh. See, this is what I'm talking about.
But I went to a Christian school, so I don't get how ours wasn't stricter.
Because Christian is different than Catholic.
That's true. But I always thought Christians were more, well, let's not get into that.
there are not a million, but there are so many different sects of Christians versus there's just one Catholic. Yeah. No, well, there's like Roman Catholic and like Protestant Catholic or something like that. But Christian is different. Not all Christians are Catholic, but all Catholics are Christians.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. We had weird rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. And also, a dark, not so fun fact. The high school, we did the Boston bombing play that my teacher thought would be a fantastic idea to do after, you know, it happened.
Uh-huh.
It was in the school where, for those of you who know, in Massachusetts is where the student murdered his math teacher and like threw her body in the dumpster or something.
What the fuck?
And so we weren't allowed to like walk around a certain part of the school, and they're like, be respectful. But it was in my mind. I thought, why didn't you just change the location? Why couldn't you have just done it at a different school? This was like freshly happened like months ago. Why are we all here? We all know what the deal is. They had to give us a whole talk on it before we went, and when we were in the bus on the way there.
I'm just like, what the hell?
Yeah. Yeah. It was fucked up. It was fucked up. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. There was no reason that we should have still been at that school. Kara's sister was in one of the plays because she had the same t-shirt I did.
Really?
Because when I was at her house like years ago, I was like, oh my god, wait, I was at that one. I was at its
Oh my god, no way.
Performance. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. And getting hundreds of high school theater kids into one building was also interesting.
How big were your schools?
So my public school was like, let's say like 1,300 kids.
In the grade or the school?
In the school.
Okay.
1,300.
Oh my God,
LCA,
imagine 1,300 in the grade.
I mean, my Christian school was probably like a few hundred. I don't even, like, probably like 400, 300 maybe.
Okay.
There's like 60 to 70 something kids in like our grade.
Okay.
I think. And then at my Waldorf school, we were a graduating class of 16, and then there was maybe like 50 something to 60 something kids tops.
Oh my God.
It was very tiny, and everybody knew everybody's business.
Oh yeah, we knew everybody's business everywhere. In most grades, you know, we knew mostly everybody by name. I was talking to my friend Anna about this. Hey Anna, you better be listening. No, I was talking to her, and she went to a real big high school. And I was like, did you like know everybody by name and stuff? And she was like, mostly in my class. I was like, not the whole school. She's like, nope. I don't understand how any of that works.
Yeah. We were never taught for like public school times. Our health classes weren't about safe sex. They were about drunk driving, and we had to watch this video on these parents having funerals for their children who died in drunk driving courses.
We had to watch, or we had to go to an assembly that was about this guy who went to prison for drunk driving and like killing someone. Mm-hmm. So that was a lot.
Some heavy shit.
I know, and it was like in person. We were sitting there, and then of course everybody was disrespectful, and one of our like the head of the school was like, I'm so disappointed in all of you guys. They hated our class.
It was the post-assembly assembly.
Yeah, it was like Monday morning assemblies is what we had. We had assembly every morning on Mondays, which were sometimes fun depending on what class you had first period. Because if you had a class you didn't like first period, it most likely Monday morning assembly would most likely go over, and then you would get to miss that class. But for my freshman year, that was dance class, and Mondays were ballet Mondays. So we had to put like leotard, tights, everything on. And if it ran late, we'd still have to. So we'd only have like 10 minutes to do our dance class.
Did you guys do Swan Lake?
No.
Were you the Black Swan?
No. We were terrible. I wasn't. I mean, I wasn't great, but I wasn't bad because I danced previously, but my dance teacher there was really great. Oh my God, no. Swan Lake. We didn't have any performances. I think we had maybe one, but it wasn't anything. We like did each class was a different thing. And Friday was Fitness Friday, and we had to do like 4 billion crunches, and I would go to history class afterwards, and I would be sweating and just crying from the pain. But I got skinty, so it was fine.
Not high school, but middle school. Speaking of being sweaty. Weird transition. But when we had gym, mm-hmm. They'd force us to shower after.
Really?
Yeah, and so we had like these gross ass little stalls. No, but the thing is that people weren't showering because we were uncomfortable showering in school. Because it's like weird, and then you're like soggy all day, and like who wants that? And it's like you don't want to be like naked in your school as a middle schooler who already is like so self-conscious. So it got to the point where some of the gym teachers would stand in the locker room outside of the shower doors to make sure you were showering.
That's really uncomfortable.
And some of them were men, so it's like imagine
were
these
they trying to catch a case?
Yo, I don't know, but it's no. I feel like I have to say no, but like looking back on that now, that's really fucking weird. That, like you'd have these adult men standing outside of the shower doors, like making sure that you showered.
I mean, like, yes, but I would hope that they were just as uncomfortable as you were. You know,
can only hope, but it's also like in the changing room while everyone's also changing.
He was standing in there while you guys were naked.
In like sports bras and stuff, but still like.
Was he like watching you?
Sometimes, or sometimes they'd be facing the showers to make sure like they'd like listen for the water. It was fucking weird. I don't know. It feels like things that feel illegal. This
was in London, right?
Yeah. Yeah. For reference, I used to go to a school in the UK. I used to live in Kensington. I went to a school far out. I'm not gonna say the name in case of the potential catch a case moment for this. But
holy shit! Ew.
Yeah, it was disgusting.
Wow. Okay. I feel like this is taking a really dark turn. Whoa. I feel like we haven't talked about anything, but
we talked a lot about high school.
Yeah.
I kind of blacked out there for a minute.
I didn't even tell any of my funny stories about high school. I just was like, I don't like to relive high school. I don't like to talk about it.
That's fair.
But there was one story I think I should share. It's kind of funny. It's kind of a funny story. So, I had this math teacher in senior year. He hated me. I hated him. He was annoying as fuck. And I was done with school. I was like, I'm going to art school. I do not need calculus. I do not want calculus. So I would be a annoying little bitch in that class, and I was done. I didn't care if people made fun of me. I didn't care if people didn't like me. They already didn't. So I just decided to wreak havoc. One thing I used to do is that I didn't have a book. I didn't buy books for high school because I think it was a scam to buy an $80 book and have
I
to.
just rented mine and brought it.
Yeah, we didn't have that option.
Shit.
So yeah, no, I didn't bring a book. Nor did I bring a notebook.
What?
So I would sit there and I would take my glasses off and I would put them on the desk. And my teacher, he'd be like, Taylor, why aren't you? He had a really heavy Southern accent too. It was so annoying. And he'd be like, Taylor, why aren't you taking notes? And I'd be like, oh, I don't have my glasses on. I can't see the board. And he'd be like, where are your glasses? And I'd be like, home. And they would be sitting in front of me. And he'd be like, well, you should remember to bring those next time. And I'd be like, I'll remember next time. And then he would just leave me alone. But I would just, and then I would eat corn nuts during his class purposely because they are the loudest snack on the face of the planet.
Yeah.
And oh my God, I would just munch on that shit. And he would look over and I would just like have some in my hand and I would just and I would stare him down. I'm not even exaggerating this either. I almost failed this class too. I had a 30 in his class at one point because I would skip school every time I had a test that day, because if you got to make up the test, you could do it in the library and it was in like a private room, and so you could look up the answers.
Don't cheat.
Do it. Cheat on everything. High school doesn't matter. Yeah,
if you're gonna cheat, be smart about it.
So then I ended his class with a 75, and that was good enough for me because I was like, I don't care about my transcripts because I'm going to art school. Yeah.
18 seconds.
Okay. That's all.
Okay. That was a fun story.
Thank you. I love my corn nut story.
Taylor,
what are you doing? Why are you eating corn nuts in my class? Mister, I hate you. That's why. Oh. Let's talk about fanfiction real quick. No, I read a lot of fanfiction in high school.
The segment was inspired by Cody co-reading fanfiction about himself, which made us think, if there's this raunchy ass fanfiction about him,
Gabby just own up to it. You just really want to read some fanfiction.
I want to drunk read some really gross fanfiction.
Did terrifying. So you never read fanfiction?
No. I'd be on
Why not?
It made me feel weird. Like, I don't know. I watched like some Doctor Who, some supernatural type shit, and I'd be on Tumblr, but I was more on like the like depressy Tumblr, and then there was like fan fictions about characters from musicals, and I was like, it was just really cringy, and not that it was like poorly written, which it was, but also like I don't want to think about people fetishizing two straight male characters and like making them gay and fall in love when that's not there.
Okay, so but I'm gonna defend fanfiction real quick because you know what? If you don't like fanfiction, you get the fuck out of here. Not you. I just mean like if you think people that read fanfiction is weird. So I'm gonna own up to the fact that I do like to read some fanfiction sometimes. But I'm not reading like Harry Styles like eating your ass in a subway bathroom like after he kidnaps you, you know, when you're on a road trip together. POV. You're in the subway. Yeah, I don't know anything about the YN genre of fanfics. I do not read the X reader. I'm gonna defend it, and I think it's just as much of a like as a way to like write and use as a creative outlet as like anything else. You know, people write short stories all the time. People write, you know, regular stories, whatever. And this is just content that you already, you know, have readily available to you. And then you can, you know, live a little bit more. Like when your show ends after a season and you don't have anything else to watch, you don't have any more content, you go to fanfiction and you read more. I'm not necessarily talking about like smut. I'm just mean like, you know, there's some really good storylines and like people write characters really well. So it's the same as like reading a book. So you feel like you're in it. You're like watching the show still. You're really in it for the characters, or at least I am. I just like want more of the characters. I want more of the story. I want stuff like that. So
yeah, no, that makes sense. But a lot of what I saw on like Tumblr and shit was all smut, and it was just like that's the only fan fiction I've seen.
Right.
So up until like you talking about it before, I was like, oh, there's other stuff that exists besides
yeah,
these
yeah,
horny-ass teenagers.
yeah, like, I mean, there's definitely a lot of like E-rated stuff, M-rated stuff that's, you know, for those little horny teens out there.
No, don't, no. I saw a lot of Bucky, like,
okay,
Bucky
yeah,
and
they're
Captain, like, falling in love.
Okay, but like
fiction.
Bucky and Cap
no.
love each other. No, I'm kidding. No, but they have great on-screen. They have great on-screen chemistry, and they were queer baiting them just a bit to the audience. I'm just gonna say that. I mean, you don't really watch Marvel that much, but you're watching it. So once you get to, you know, Civil War, not Civil War, Winter Soldier, whatever, you're gonna notice there's some weird like tension between the two of them. That they're like, you know, I don't know.
I'm excited to get to Thor Ragnarok.
The gay answer.
Way.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant. But yeah, I mean, I'll defend fanfiction because I think it's fun. It's a good time.
And we will find some of the grossest.
But yes, there are so many like cringy ones.
Yeah.
That are okay. So when I read them, hey, you're really learning so much about me right now. Oh my god, I never talk about this with anybody, and now anybody who listens to this is gonna know. No, so I am so picky about I'm picky about everything, honestly. I'm picky about dudes that I like. I'm picky about food that I eat, and I'm picky about fan fiction. And that's my holy trinity.
Food, men, and fan fiction.
Is there anything
That's
else?
That's the name of this episode.
Okay, bet. No, so I will not read it if it's in first person. Most likely. You
like
have to
POV
be really different. First person, like, I did this. I did this.
Yeah.
Then there's X reader I will not read, which is like YN.
Oh, ew. Yeah.
Cody Co and YN.
Oh my god. In the shower for
oh
5
my
hours
god.
straight.
Like, get out of that subway bathroom. Anyways, so I will not read it if it's formatted bad. Like if there's long paragraphs, I will not read it if it's not grammatically correct. I will not read it if the characters are out of character. I will not read it if the first sentence is not good.
I will not read it on a plane.
I will not read it on a train. That's exactly what I was going for. I'm glad you got that. Yeah, no, I'm really picky about it. They have to be. And I won't read it if it's under 1,000 words.
Okay.
Yep.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I need to stop talking about fanfiction. What am I trying to say without it being the most uncomfortable thing in the world?
Oh, no.
I feel like fanfiction teaches a lot of teens about sex. Or like anything like that. And I don't think it does it in a bad way, the same way that like straight up porn does.
Oh yeah, porn isn't how sex normally is. I think the biggest thing wrong with American porn is, well, one, the sites you use, a lot of it, some of
viruses,
but just the girls, some of it was like non-consensual, and some of them were underage. And also, for the men, they don't show them putting on condoms. And in other countries, it's like required that you have that as part of the video. Yeah. Yeah. Because condoms don't just prevent babies, they prevent STDs.
Keep them babies out of you.
Keep them babies
and those STDs
out of you.
Bye-bye, STDs.
Bye-bye.
I got STD.
Oh, no.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Well. All right. Well, I feel like
okay. So I'm gonna be real. I think that there are the really uncomfortable. Like he takes you into the subway bathroom. Harry Styles takes you into the subway bathroom on his.
Subway?
I don't know. That's just what came up into my head. I've never read a Harry Styles.
In a subway
no. Oh my god. Ew. I feel like it would be slimy in the subway bathroom.
I feel like it would just smell like warm bread.
I feel like it would smell like mayonnaise.
Ew.
No, so there's that side of the like smutty whatever, but then there's also the side that like I feel like kids read it, not kids, but you know what I mean. Young adults read it and then they're like, oh, this is what this means. You know?
Yeah.
Whether or not that's actually a good thing, because it might be romanticizing things that don't actually happen, but I don't know. I'm not one to talk.
Wow.
And okay, but there's also a side of fanfiction that I'm so sorry, I have to talk about it because PSA, if you're horny, just don't write it down in a fanfiction or a Harry Styles fanfiction. Just keep it to yourself.
Just keep that to yourself when you do write it. Don't post it. They also are uncomfortable by it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, maybe.
Like even in Euphoria as a joke when they had Kat. Right,
that was me. Oh my god, I loved that about Euphoria, that they showed Kat being like a little famous fanfic writer, because I was like, oh my god, she's even more relatable than she was before.
But it's funny because it actually, not funny, but it actually made really uncomfortable.
I don't know.
Like they commented on it. I'm pretty sure they were like,
I'm sure it makes everybody uncomfortable.
It made us uncomfortable watching it because they put it in cartoon form.
What?
Yeah, remember that? It was animated.
Oh my god, yeah, it was.
This has been a good little chit chat about high school and fan fiction.
Oh my god, I know. I shouldn't have gone off about fan fiction. I've shared too much. Okay, well, I feel like, as far as this episode went, we just kind of...
Again, we stayed on topic, kind of.
Yeah, kind of. Until we talked about fan fiction. Okay, well, on that note, this has been Double Gemini Podcast. If you want to follow us on our socials, we are at Double Gemini Podcast on everything. Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Except I think Twitter, it might be Double Gemini Pod, because it wasn't long enough. But either way, go follow us on TikTok. We're making some fun stuff. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe, leave us a comment below or whatever. If you're listening on anything, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, I hope you enjoyed this. You can always go watch our chaos on YouTube at Double Gemini Podcast.
If there's anything you want us to talk about or any hate that you want to give, you can tweet us, DM us.
Yeah, feel free to
comment on the video.
Just have a chat with us.
Tell us about your high school experience.
Hi. Yeah, what was your high school experiences like? Did you block out most of your memories except for one corn nut story, or are you like Gabby who has cringeworthy content for the rest of her life?
Mm-hmm.
Let us know.
Let us know in the comments.
And on that note, we out of here.
Bye-bye, babes.
Bye.